Well, today was special because I'm a huge Spurs fan, but I'm also from Norway, so it was a special occasion for the Norwegians watching Bodø/Glimt play in a semi-final. That's never happened before. So uh, for me, I was like kind of divided. I want Spurs to win, but also it would be amazing to see Bodø/Glimt in the final. But so far, Spurs are in the driving seat. But that last goal, I watched both over the past years in Europe, European games, and when teams go to Aspmyra, they get battered, all of them. It's a completely different team, and people just I heard a lot of people talk about how Bodø is not very good when they play away, and that's because they go defensive. Because they know that if they can keep the scoreline to a somewhat reasonable level, they can take them on when they come to Bodø. And I watched they interviewed the coach and some of the players, and all of them are fired up for next week, and they're going to go all in with the full team. So Spurs better watch out. It's only a 2-goal lead, and if Bodø has a good day, they can go up 3-0 in the first half.
We saw that, didn't we? We saw that in the Lazio game. They could have had 5-6 goals in that first leg, right? And I don't know, Ken. You're not filling me with any confidence now. I'm getting a bit worried.
Well, I been watching Spurs
Why
this season.
Why are you laughing,
Iggy?
I listen. I'm not laughing. I've said it all this evening. Even when we was 1-0, 2-0, 3. I've said all evening that the game is only half done. There's no two ways about that. I don't want to hear talk about the final. I don't want to hear talk about Bilbao. I don't want to hear any of that. We will discuss that eventuality after next Thursday if we indeed make the final. Having said that, on tonight's what we saw on tonight's game is that we are in a good position. 3-1, of course, 3-0 would have been better, but 3-1 still a very good lead. It leaves Bodo with a glimmer of it leaves them attached at least to say that look, we can we it's one thing coming back from 3-0, one thing going in 2 goals behind. It's open for sure, but I still think Spurs have the advantage of 2 results out of 3 in their favour. That cannot be dismissed. Having said that, of course they will know fully well they cannot go to Norway to play a game of just waiting and seeing and this, that. No, you got to go and play your game, knowing fully well you have an advantage, but you got to go and score. I think for Tottenham's situation right now is they got to go over there and score, make it really difficult for the home side.
That's the key. Back. They have to score a goal because Bodø/Glimt is going to draw Spurs towards their goal, and then they're going to do counters because Patrick Berg will be back next week, and he is the general of the midfield. Yeah, and he's going to be the key, and that's what Spurs have to watch out for. Is don't do too much high line, and Porro and Udogie has to watch out because when they do the counters, their fullbacks and wings go full forward, midfield, and before you know it, there's 7 players in the box, and it goes really fast. That's the thing about the pitch. The ball moves very fast on that pitch. So Spurs has to be organized. We have to be compact in the defense. Play our game, but don't get overconfident. That's the key.
I think now that I've had time to sort of digest the game a little bit, and with my thinking, letting go a little bit of the disappointment of conceding that goal. I think that conceding that goal could turn out to be a beneficial. I hope anyway. It turns out to be beneficial for the fact that it keeps our toes. It keeps Spurs on our toes. That conceding that goal, going in at 3-0, perhaps thinking that the job is done. Could backfire on us. 3-1, you know that the game is still very much alive, and that could psychologically at least be a good thing for us. I hope it turns out to be a good thing on us. Of course, until next Thursday, I'm going to be a little bit, I'm going to be a little bit on edge, but let's hope we can get the job done. I don't underestimate Bodø/Glimt. I never did, even before tonight. I've seen them in Europe a few times this season, and they've always come back having lost away from home. So I'm fully aware of their background, and they've been playing well in Europe for a few seasons now. So look, not done. We're in a good position, but the job still needs to be done in Norway. So I'm fully aware of that, and I'll take that on board. Which is why I don't want to have any discussions of Bilbao and anything like that. I don't want to talk about the final or anything like that.
All right, you said it. You said it enough. You said it enough. We can talk about.
Good thing,
it's not me
Norwegian's
so
interviewed Ant, and he was very aware of what awaits. So he has played them before, so he knows what comes.
He knows fully well what to expect. He's been there, so he knows better than me and him. So yeah, Ken, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken. There's a lot of more people in the background. Big up to you.
Yeah. Take care. All the best.
Come on, you Spurs.
Thanks for coming
on.
You
too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.